Hey, Kelly. So, you were saying a while back that you were having trouble getting pregnant, right? I don't remember ever telling you that. Did Mom tell you? Nah, I just overheard you and her talking on the phone one day. Ah, well, yes, that's right, Alice. Why do you ask? Because I have got the perfect solution for you. You can have my kid. Excuse me? Is that supposed to be a joke or something? It's not funny, Alice. There are some things that aren't even okay to joke about. Why would I joke about this? I am dead serious. I want to give you my kid. Well, it'll actually be more of a loan. But yeah, you want a kid and I have one. You can raise him for me. This is your son we're talking about, Alice. How can you talk so flippantly about your own child? I gotta be honest, it's horrible to hear this from you. I'm really disappointed. And what do you mean by loan? Geez, Kelly, I had no idea you'd get so angry about this. I see it as a perfect win-win solution. You said you wanted kids, so I thought you might be interested in getting a trial run. He's already born, so I did the hard part for you. Plus, Bruce gave me a bunch of money as a push present. Push present? You don't know what a push present is? It's when your man gives you a present for pushing out his kid. That seems vulgar. I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Okay, I didn't ask for your opinion. So what did he give you anyway? A ton of money. Combined with my own savings, it's more than enough to live on for a whole year. You had that much in savings? With a man to pay for all my expenses, how could I not save any money? So yeah, I've got money to burn, and let me tell you, girl, I am gonna burn it. But how am I gonna be able to have any fun with a kid to take care of? I've taken care of him for 9 months. I want some me time. You know, ditch the kid and take a well-deserved break. I understand being a new mother can be difficult, but ditch the kid? Seriously, I can't believe the way you're talking about him. I'm glad he's still too young to understand you. Why is he the only person you're concerned about? What about me? I didn't ask for this kid, you know. We had a shotgun wedding, remember? If anything, it's my husband's fault for wanting me so bad that not even birth control could stop me from getting pregnant. I am aware how babies are made, so I know that both you and your husband share some responsibility for your son being born. But you know who has zero responsibility? Your son. Regardless of whether you wanted to have him or not, he's here now. You're his mother and he needs you. You have a duty to take care of him. Oh my God, Kelly, what are you, my mother? Could you possibly be any more of a lame buzzkill right now? I have been taking care of him. And yeah, I know he's my son and he's cute and all, but being a mom sucks sometimes. Who else is going to take care of him if not you, Alice? Come on, Kelly. Do you want me to get postpartum depression or something? You want me to work myself to the bone caring for this kid all by myself? Of course that's not what I'm saying. Then stop judging me and start offering to help me. Or if you don't want to do it, point me to someone who can. Alice, you know full well that I would be more than willing to do anything I can to help you out. You're my little sister and he's my nephew. Oh, really? Awesome! I'll bring him by your place tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow? That's way too sudden. I have work tomorrow. Yeah, but you work at home, right? That's still working. I'm going to be way too busy to be able to watch after a newborn infant. Nah, he'll be totally fine. All he does is sleep, drink formula, and poop. And besides, you said you would do anything you can, right? Right, with an emphasis on the can. And tomorrow, I can't. I believe in you, Kelly, even if you don't believe in yourself. Thanks so much for agreeing to help me out. I felt like the postpartum depression was going to start setting in any second. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Alice, wait. I never agreed to look after him for you. Alice? Alice! I'm back! Hey there, Kelly. Long time no see. I have had so much fun while I've been away this last year. Alice, you have got some nerve thinking you can just casually say hi to me. It has been one full year since any of us has heard from you. Me, Mom, Dad, your husband, all of us have been trying to get a hold of you. Tell me about it. You guys were blowing up my phone with messages and calls the day after I left. It got obnoxious. Like I was trying to enjoy myself. I didn't need constant reminders of what I was eventually going to have to come back to, so I blocked you all. And now that I'm back, I unblocked you. So, how was your year-long childcare training program? What is wrong with you? You abandoned your son with us for a whole year while you ran off wherever doing God knows what. And now you talk to me like you're a college student who just came back from spring break or something? All while never responding to a single call or text? What were you doing? I was living my best life. I had enough money that I didn't need to work, so I just did whatever I felt like all day, every day. Then I realized last month that I still had a bunch of money left over, so I decided to spend the rest on a blowout tour of Europe. And let me tell you, Kelly, Europe is gorgeous. So, how's the kid? Can he crawl yet? No, Alice, he can't. Wow, really? I figured he'd be able to do that by now. I guess he's just a slow learner. He must get that from his dad. Oh well, he'll crawl, walk, talk, and all that good stuff eventually. No, he won't. Huh? Why do you say that? Because he's gone. Gone? What do you mean gone? You mean you lost him? No, I mean gone. As in his funeral was held just last week. No, you mean he's gone? Yeah, that's what I said. But what happened? What did you do to my son? Your son? Not but a few weeks after he was born, you dropped him off at my house and disappeared for a year. What gives you the right to call him your son? I gave birth to him. He's my son. Now answer me. What did you do to him? Seriously, you've got some gall treating me like a murder suspect after what you did. I didn't do anything to him. He contracted a rare illness, something that only a few kids in the country get each year. It took all the members of both our family and your husband's to take care of him for as long as we did. We tried to tell you what was going on and to get back here as soon as possible, but you apparently blocked us all. You're serious? He really got some rare disease and he's gone? How many times do I need to tell you, Alice? He's dead, Alice. He died without ever knowing the loving embrace of his own mother. He fought his battle all alone, without you. I don't believe it. Why, though? Why would something like this happen? Does why really matter? It happened. It's done. There's nothing you, I, or anyone else can do about it. We already did as much as we could, which is more than I can say of you. No way. Your husband and his family deserve most of the credit, though. They spared no expense in taking care of him. They spent most of this year and a large chunk of their savings taking him around to all of the best pediatric doctors in the country. I had no idea. But I guess there's nothing I can do about it now other than accept reality. My son is gone. That's it. You abandoned your son when he was just a few weeks old, only for him to die a week before you decided to stroll back into his life, and you're just, it is what it is about it? You're reacting with all the emotional depth of someone who bought a phone and dropped it in a toilet a week later. Is getting all weepy going to bring him back? What do you want me to say? Nothing. I want you to say nothing to me ever again. I am through with you. You cannot be serious right now. I just lost my son, and now you want me to deal with my own sister walking out of my life? Oh, is that such a bad thing? Walking out of someone's life when they need you the most? I'm sorry, I was under the impression that you were totally fine with that sort of thing, considering that's exactly what you did to your son. You abandoned him at the most vulnerable point in his life. But unlike him, you're an adult. You can take care of yourself. Don't make me out to be some villain. I didn't just abandon him. I left him with you. I thought I could rely on you. You didn't rely on us. You used us. You used us as a free nanny service for a full year. Oh, well, aren't I just the worst person ever for thinking I could count on my family to be there for me? Now you're appealing to family? Let me think, who else do I know whose family wasn't there for them? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Stop doing that! Why do you keep turning my own words against me? blame yourself for providing me so much material. Hey, I did this for you too, remember? You've wanted to become a mom ever since we were little kids. Thanks to me, you had a full year to experience all the emotions of being a mom. Joy, frustration, sadness, anger, the whole thing. Plus, I knew that you would be a great mom for him, and I was right, wasn't I? You guys worked harder than I can imagine to take care of him. Now you'll be able to use this experience to become a better mom if you ever do have kids. What a convenient way to justify your actions. No, you see, I was actually doing it all for your sake. Well, I'm tired of hearing excuse after excuse from you. You're not welcome in my life or our parents' lives or your husband's life anymore. Congratulations, Alice. You are free to live however you want. All I request is that whatever you do from this point on, don't involve us in any of it. You can speak for yourself. I still have my husband. I know he'll want me back. I'll have another kid, and this one won't get sick. I learned my lesson. Everything's gonna go great this time around. You'll see. You're going to find out before too much longer that the world isn't a kind place for people like you. And when your life starts getting sucked down into the quicksand of misfortune, I won't be there to pull you out. I'm going to jump on your head and make you sink quicker.
Hey, Kelly, I heard Alice contacted you earlier. I'm really sorry for everything she's done to you. You did so much for my son, and you didn't deserve to have her talk to you like that.
No, Bruce, you have absolutely nothing to apologize for. My sister is an absolute disgrace to humanity. But your son was still my nephew. I loved him so much. And the biggest victim of Alice's malevolence is you, Bruce. No matter what happens, my husband and I will always be there for you. If you need anything, just let us know.
Thanks, Kelly. You've been like a sister to me throughout this whole ordeal. Man, I still can't believe she came back. What did she think was going to happen?
Right? After the first month passed without any word from her, I figured she was starting a new life somewhere. I never expected to see her again.
Well, she said she had spent the last of the money I gave her on a European vacation. I'll bet she just came back to get some more. Joke's on her, though. I've got nothing left to give.
Did she ever say anything to you about going off by herself? If not for a whole year, even for just a weekend or something?
No, not a word. If she had, I would have put a stop to it. I mean, how could she even think about leaving our newborn child behind? It beggars belief. I don't even have the words to describe how awful what she did was.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm pretty sure she's gonna come by the house. She thinks she's still got a chance with me. So I'll wait until she comes, and when she does, I'll tell her what I have to say, and that'll be the end of it. I'm divorcing her.
That's the least that she deserves.
Tell me about it. But there is one thing I'm looking into right now, something that's been bothering me for quite some time.
What is it, Bruce?
I'll tell you once I know more, but once I confirm my suspicions, you can rest assured that I'm gonna make her pay.
Kelly, you didn't block me yet, did you? Oh, thank God, my texts are getting through. Look, I know we ended things on sort of a bad note, but I'm in a really bad pinch right now. I need money. Can you lend me some? I was very clear when we last spoke, Alice. I will never do anything for you ever again. I only left you unblocked because I wanted to be able to enjoy the show once your life came crashing down. Can't we let bygones be bygones? My husband abandoned me. Can you believe that? He divorced me while we were still mourning the death of our only son. What kind of husband does that to their wife? And just what kind of wife were you to him, huh? You forced him to marry you when you got pregnant, then after your son was born, you abandoned him to spend a full year pursuing hedonism while he struggled. You have never done anything to fulfill your wifely duties to him. Wives are supposed to be there to support their husbands and children. Were you there for him? Did you support him? No, you took his push present and ran. You were never his wife. You were only ever in it for yourself. Kelly, this is not what I need to hear right now, so can we skip the lecture? I already learned my lesson. My son's death changed me, I'm telling you. I went to Bruce's house a while back to apologize, but he wouldn't listen to a word I said. It's like he wasn't interested at all in hearing my side of the story. What exactly is your side of the story? What could you possibly tell him that would change his mind? That all I wanted was a little bit of freedom. Just because I get married doesn't mean I have to stay at home cooking and cleaning 24/7. And just because I became a mom doesn't mean that I have to spend every second of my day catering to his every need. That's why I took a year off. Bruce needed to know that I have wants and needs that don't revolve around him and our kid. I am a young, beautiful, independent woman, and I want to live my own life. Living your own life is one thing, but what you did is ruin the lives of your husband, your family, and your late son. And let's get one thing straight. Your son isn't something that just happened to you. You were the one who decided to have a child. What do you mean? It takes two to tango, you know. You know what I mean. You intentionally got pregnant. What makes you say that? Don't play games with me, Alice. I heard everything from Bruce. You intentionally got pregnant to get him to marry you. Also, you could lock down someone to fund your lifestyle and give you your precious push present. You knew your demented little plan would work on him too, because unlike a lot of men out there, Bruce is actually a good man. I have no idea what you're talking about. This isn't my fault. Bruce said he was careful, that he made sure there were no slip-ups. The agreement was that you would both take all available measures to avoid pregnancy. Yeah, and I did. So Bruce must not have been as careful as he thought. I didn't slip up. He did. He was insistent that he didn't, and frankly, I believe him more than I do you. He told me he thought you were lying when you first said you were pregnant because there was no possible way. Well, apparently there was, because I got pregnant. I'm pretty positive about that, considering I'm the one who gave birth to him. I wasn't expecting it either. If you're looking for someone to blame, blame him. Who do you mean, him? Who do you think I mean? I don't, actually. Bruce is pretty sure he does, though. What are you saying? Bruce told me that he had been suspicious for some time now. It was practically impossible for you to get pregnant based on how careful he was being. But once you left for your sacrilegious sabbatical, he didn't have time to be worried about things like that. He had your son to take care of, so he put it out of his mind. Okay, and our son is gone now, so he can just keep him out of his mind. We're both free now. Again, Alice, when you say our son, who is the other half of our? What are you getting at? If you've got something to say, just come out and say it. Bruce wasn't your son's father, was he? He messaged me just a little while ago. He said his investigation was finished and he finally got his answers. Oh my God, are you serious? He's so caught up in the past. I spent the last year moving on from my past, and I hope that Bruce could do the same. Don't you dare try to deflect back at Bruce. Answer me, Alice. Bruce wasn't your son's father, was he? I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess. How am I supposed to know? Maybe he's the father, maybe he's not. That's a confession, then. You wanted to trap Bruce into marrying you, but he was way too careful. So while you were doing your best to seduce Bruce at night, you were seeing a much less cautious man in the afternoons before Bruce came home from work. That way, you'd have an easier time of convincing Bruce the baby was his. That's not true! Oh yeah? Which part? I didn't see the other guy on the days I was with Bruce. But you were dating Bruce seriously while sleeping with another man, right? Yeah, but I thought Bruce would be a good father, but he kept saying he wasn't ready yet. Those conveniently benevolent excuses aren't going to work on me, Alice. Remember? A few weeks ago, you tried to convince me that you abandoned your son to give me experience being a mom. Come on, why does everybody have to keep bringing up the past? It all happened so long ago. I almost forgot about my other man. Forgetting him wouldn't change what you did. God, you disgust me. Well, who is this other guy? Do you still communicate with him? Of course not. I cut things off with him right after I got pregnant. Oh, I see. His role in your plan was finished. Anyway, you need to find him. Why? What for? because the two of you are going to confess what you did to Bruce personally and compensate him for all the money he spent getting treatment for your child. What? No way, not a chance. I'm not going to confess, are you kidding me? Bruce would get super crazy mad at me. Yeah, and rightfully so. You were using Bruce's money to treat yourself to a year of fun while Bruce was taking care of a child he thought was his. You have no idea how much time and money Bruce spent on that boy. But he wasn't even his child. I can't imagine how devastated he was when he found out his suspicions were true. Look, I never expected things would turn out this way. If the kid wouldn't have gone and died on me, then none of this would have happened. God damn it, why did he have to go and get sick? Now you're blaming your own son for dying? This is unbelievable. It's not like it's my fault. Do you think I coughed on him on my way out the door and that's why he got sick or something? You said it yourself. Only a few kids get whatever he had every year. There was no way I could have expected that would happen when I left. I'm not talking about expectations. I'm talking about reality. Your son's disease and his death were real. Your abdication of your responsibilities as a wife and mother are real. The righteous fury of the people you wronged is real. Do you feel it yet, Alice? Feel what? The quicksand of misfortune. Even now your feet are slowly starting to sink in. Seriously, enough with the weird metaphors. I'm telling you, Alice, the best thing that you can do for yourself right now is to stop being awful, settle down, get a job, and start paying back Bruce what you owe him. Do you have any idea how much he's asking me for? I have a pretty good idea, actually, considering I was actually there with him the whole time. And you're responsible for every single penny. But I can't pay it. I spent all of my money. That's too bad. You'll have to make more. I'm telling you, Alice, you're going to have to pay up. Whether you do it the easy way or the hard way is up to you. And I strongly suggest you choose the easy way.
Hey there, Kelly. How are you feeling? I talked to your husband at work the other day. He said things are going pretty well.
Hey, Bruce. Yeah, I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. And what about you, Bruce? Is everything proceeding according to plan with you-know-who?
Oh, yeah. Everything is falling into place.
You took a really big risk doing this. I just don't want it to come back and bite you in the end.
Trust me, Kelly. I know the risks and they're well worth it. But I'm not concerned. I know everything's gonna go just as I intended it.
I hope you're right.
Anyway, enough about that. I never got the chance to thank you in person for all you've done for me. Would it be okay if I came by one of these days?
Of course. Our home is your home, Bruce. You're welcome to come by whenever you'd like.
Cool. I'll probably swing by in the next few days then.
We're looking forward to it. Kelly, help! They're coming for me! Don't let them get me! Bruce has abandoned me completely. There's no one else I can turn to. How many times do I have to tell you, Alice, I'm not helping you? You sealed your own fate. I don't need lectures. I need help. You've got to do something. I need a lot of money and fast. You want money, huh? Lecture first. Fine, but make it quick. You deliberately burned all of your own bridges. You intentionally got pregnant with another man's child in order to get Bruce to marry you. Then you one day dropped your son off at my house, telling me it would just be for the day, but you never came back. That put me and our parents in a position where we had no choice but to take care of your son for you. In other words, you have alienated every single person in your life who may have been willing to protect you in the situation you're in right now. But you don't understand. Bruce did this to me. He took out a loan from the mafia and he used me as collateral. He's not making his payments, and so now they're coming to collect on his loan by taking me to work for them. They're going to make me do all sorts of terrible things for them. I just know it. Yeah, probably. Is that all you have to say to me? What did you expect me to say? Wow, sis, I'm so sorry for you. It sure does suck that you're locked in a closet in Bruce's house waiting for the mafia enforcers to come and get you. Wait, how do you know where I am and what's going on? Because Bruce told me his plan. You knew? You knew and you didn't warn me? Remember my words, Alice. When you started sinking in quicksand, I wouldn't help pull you out. I would only help you sink faster. You will pay Bruce what you owe him. You mean Bruce meant for this to happen? He never had any intentions of repaying the Mafia the money he borrowed from them. It was more of a sale than a loan. He sold you to pay for your debt. Oh no, they're coming closer. I can hear their voices. And Bruce's? But they don't sound angry at all. They sound like they're laughing. You were right. He did sell me out. I told you, you should have paid up the easy way. It would have been much easier working as a cashier or custodian than whatever the Mafia is going to make you do for them. I can't believe you. You knew exactly what kind of fate awaits me, but you don't care about me at all. Let me put it to you this way. I care just as much about you as you did your son. That's not fair. You can't hold that against me. I can, and I will. I will never forgive you until the day you die, which, come to think of it, might not be all that far away. Kelly, I'm sorry. I messed up bad. I realize that. So please don't abandon me. I remember the day you left your son at my house. I suppose I'll never forget it. He was crying and screaming the entire time, almost like he understood what you were about to do. But not you. You were smiling. Well, now the roles are reversed. Now you're the one who's crying and screaming about to be abandoned, and I'm the one who's smiling. Needless to say, no one ever heard from Alice again. No one knows what happened to her after that, and no one cares. Bruce and his family were compensated for the medical expenses they paid, and Alice got exactly what she deserves. As the Mafia dragged Alice off to the car, Bruce left her with these parting words. I'd ask you to tell your son I said hello, but you won't be seeing him where you're going. Once everything settled down, me and my husband started taking fertility treatments, and I am currently 4 months pregnant. But whatever happens from now on, I will never forget the year I spent with that precious little boy. It's true that he wasn't my own, but I loved him just the same. While she was wrong about mostly everything, Alice did have one thing right. My time with her son taught me lessons that I will never forget. In honor of his memory, I hope to use my experiences to make my child's life as happy and peaceful as possible. Looks like the old hag is going to be living a gloomy life for the rest of time. You're going to regret things for the rest of your life after what you did today. Calling me an old hag? I would like to ask you what you think you're doing talking to one of your higher-ups like that. As far as I'm aware, there is nothing at all that I need to be regretting, and am not convinced that my life will be forever gloomy like you think. Just because I'm telling you the reality of your situation now, don't think you can clap back at me for it. Do you have any idea who I am? I am the executive director's daughter, of all people. And as for you, it doesn't seem like I'll ever have to see you again because you're done for. What do you mean by that? By the end of today, you will no longer be a part of this company anymore. Just because I came into work a little bit drunk today, you think you can caution me about it? That's what we call workplace harassment. Workplace harassment. You could be fined for something like that by the company, and I could take you to court and sue you for every penny you have if I really wanted to. I've already gone and told my dad about this, and I'm going to have you fired now. Sucks to suck, doesn't it? An old hag like you will have no chance at all of finding yourself a new job once you've been kicked out of this place, so consider this the end for you. You call the state that you came into work today a little drunk? You came into the office smelling like the floor of a dive bar, and then you couldn't even walk straight for more than a millisecond. I also saw you rush to the bathroom when you first came out of that elevator and could hear you in there vomiting your guts out. Whichever way you try and think about it, you shouldn't be coming into work like that. And this wasn't even the first time you've behaved that way. As one of your higher-ups, I did the right thing by going and warning you about the punishment for continuing to do that. It is against this company's policy, and I'm pretty sure any company's policy, to be coming into work in such an inebriated state. It couldn't be helped, all right? I was out really late last night messing around at the club, and after that I went out to some bars to grab a few drinks until the sun came up. And that all happened before I realized that it was only Wednesday and I had to be into work by 9. Do you mind taking a moment to understand the culture of us younger folk? We all love going out to clubs and the bars to get drunk and mess around, even if it's during the week. Oh, but for an old hag like you, that's impossible. What do you think of your career in this company? Is it just a game to you? Because I am well aware of the reasons for why you're working here right now and that you were only hired because of the word your father went and put in for you. And since I respect your father a lot, I was very excited to see who you were and be the one in charge of your training and work. However, right now, I'm tired of listening to all your small comments about what I'm doing. I don't care about what you think, and I never will. Old hags sure don't seem to read the room very well, do they? You seem to think that your opinion is something that the rest of the world should have as well, right? I guess people weren't kidding when they said that as one gets older, they are less likely to be open-minded about things and then become stuck in their ways. Well, when I start to become old, I promise that I'll never turn into whatever the hell you've become. Paige, I don't care that you're the daughter of the executive director. There are things you should be saying and things you should not be saying to others. And right now, everything you're saying to me is not acceptable. And like I said, you're already fired, so you can shut up. I literally do not care to listen to your little snotty comments anymore because all they're doing is pissing me off. Anyhow, you're fired, which means that you never come around me ever again, please. I'm really sorry, George. I don't think I'm ever going to become as amazing of a manager as you are. Perhaps it's time I start thinking about other paths in the company that are a lot better suited to someone like myself.
I just saw that you started to text me for the first time in such a long time. But what's all this about? You don't feel as though you're doing a good job as a manager anymore and want to do something else now?
Just a second ago, I received a few texts from your daughter, from Paige. She told me that she went to her father and said that he's going to fire me now. In other words, you're going to be firing me now, right?
What did you say?
To be honest with you, I'm in shock over what she said. To think that I'm hated that much by someone like Paige. I was just trying to become like you, a higher-up who made sure to turn me into an ace employee for this company. But I guess becoming someone like you is too much for me. So it's probably time for me to step down from this position and go back to working as a base-level employee here.
At one point today, she did come to me about something like that. She made this massive deal about wanting me to fire a female higher-up of hers. But to think that she was talking about you that whole time? Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to listen to anything she said for me to do. I'm kind of tired of having to hear that girl say some of the stupidest things to me all the time. I kind of made it clear to her then that I was going to think about everything before I made a decision based on what she'd asked. But it seems she didn't even listen to that last part and just assumes I'm going to fire you now. Why was she even coming to me asking for that in the first place, though? What happened between you two that led her to want you fired?
Actually, almost every single day, your daughter is coming into work drunk and reeking of alcohol. I have warned her about that multiple times now, saying she could get into serious trouble, but that doesn't seem to have worked on her. And so this morning, I was a bit tougher on her about it.
So that's what led to her coming to me about you, right? To think that my own daughter would be coming into work every day drunk? I knew that she would stay out pretty late every night playing around, but because she was making it into work on time every day, I didn't think there were any issues with the life she'd been living. I'm sorry, this has all happened because I'd taken my eyes off of her too quickly.
If you're going to blame yourself for this, allow me to at least take a little bit of it too. I'm the one who was tasked with taking care of Paige as her boss after all. As her direct manager and everything, I wanted to really do my best taking care of her and turning her into a good employee.
You're not to blame for any of this.
I've been thinking, maybe it's time I take a break from all this.
Don't be so quick to ask for something as idiotic as that.
But I'd like to go to the hospital is all.
As long as you're not leaving us for good, that's fine. I don't want to lose you, especially since all this time you've done so much for this company. As for my daughter, you can let me deal with her.
I can't stop laughing. So you're not even going to try coming into work today? You made all these claims about how a true adult should be acting, and yet here you are slacking off from work, not showing up for it today. Today I made sure to take the day off. I already told my boss that I'd be taking the day off and couldn't come in. So there shouldn't be an issue, right? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you're not staying home today because you were told that you'd be getting fired and that put you into a deep state of shock? If you're wanting to talk about me being shocked because of something, that's true. And because of that, I'm a bit too tired to be coming into work today. So right now I'm at the hospital having a checkup done to make sure I'm not sick with anything serious. You're getting a checkup done at the hospital? You literally sound like a grandma. If things are becoming too much for you, maybe it's best you begin to think about retirement. Do you know who's to blame for me being in this state, though? Who do you think has had to be the one doing all of that extra work you left behind after never doing your job? I've had to stay late after everybody else leaves the office, all in order to take care of the work you never did. I have been working so much recently that it's begun to affect my health. Hey, that's all happened because you suck at getting your work done on time. How about you stop blaming me for that, please? Really, you are a useless boss. The fact that you're now going to blame your subordinate for your own problems means that you really are not needed anymore. Since you're a failure as my boss, you mind leaving the company right now for me? I see. Well, I guess I'll leave then. I didn't realize you hated me that much to say those things about me today. Had you quit from the very start, you wouldn't have to be as sick as you are now. To tell you the truth, not a single person in this department has ever dared go against the word of the executive director's daughter besides the old hag. I'm the leader of this place after all, and you should be punished for going against me. But those who you seem to think you rule over aren't as many as you might think. To be honest, pretty soon here you're going to lose all of those who you think are your subjects. Stop it with that sore loser talk. Just shut the hell up, you old hag, and get lost. Well, when you're crying your eyes out later, I'm not going to listen to it. Huh? I'm not going to be crying my eyes out over anything, though. Hello, old hag on the verge of death. You should have gotten a call from my dad already, right? Did you just avoid his call because you're too afraid to take a call from him talking about how you'll be fired? Sorry about that. I had just gotten back home and was taking a nap. There are close to 500 missed call notifications on my phone from him. Seems like your father is really in trouble. I'll have to go and apologize to him later. Well, you apologizing to him isn't going to change the fact that you're being fired. I've already started going around the office telling everyone about it too, which means that now everyone in the company is going to know that you'll no longer be working here anymore. There's no way for you to make a comeback now. And that's what I expected. Your father did end up sending me a very long message while he was trying to get a hold of me. He asked me if I'm really planning to leave the company and that I really can't do something as stupid as that. I think your father freaked out after hearing the rumor you'd been spreading and really wanted to know the truth. And he was trying to get me to change my mind, it seems. What? Huh? Why would my dad be trying to stop you from leaving? I never talked with you about this story before, but your father, the current executive director, was once my trainer. When I had first joined the company, he was the one who made sure I did everything the correct way. The reason I've made it to where I am today is because of him. Is that right? But what does that have to do with anything? Compared to an old hag like you, my dad would much rather listen to what I want over you. So when I tell him to have you fired, he's going to make sure that you're fired for sure. But what if I told you that I'm the CEO's daughter? A cheap lie like that is never going to work on me. You sound so crazy now that I'm actually going to laugh. You're welcome to believe that I'm lying right now. But if I really was lying to you about that, then why would your father have called me 500 times trying to stop me from leaving? What? Are you serious? But nobody ever told me anything about you being the CEO's daughter. If you've really been the daughter of the CEO this whole time, then shouldn't everyone be sucking up to you more? And shouldn't you be working in a higher level position than just the manager of the sales department? Nobody knows about who I am, though, because I've made sure to keep it all a secret. I'm being asked to become the next CEO of this company once my dad has stepped down, but I also enjoy doing what I've been doing so far, working as the manager of the sales department. So I've been thinking of working as the manager right up until I'm asked to take my dad's seat. That's why I never wanted to say anything to any of the people here about who I really am. Which is why there are very, very few people within this company who actually know that I'm the CEO's daughter. I don't get why you'd want to hide something like that, though, from everyone. Why aren't you acting all high and mighty when you're literally, like, the second in command here? Because I don't feel the need to act all arrogant and proud of myself like that. Anyway, just know that your father is fully aware that I'm the daughter of the CEO. And that is exactly why he started to get all worked up like that after he heard the rumors that I'd be leaving the company. I made sure to talk with him about a lot of what might happen yesterday, but it seems you really wanted me gone as soon as possible, right? Well, your father already told me that he won't have me fired, no matter how hard you try and get him to. Then why did you tell me a while ago that you'd be quitting? Don't you want to leave this company? I never said that I was quitting the company. I just said I was leaving my position as the sales department manager. I don't want to have to deal with you anymore. Also, I was told by my dad that it's time for me to take on some more roles within this company in order to prepare. I never knew about that, though. This is unfair. I don't care that you're the next in line CEO of this company. My dad should be above you as the executive director. So I'm going to figure out some way to get you fired from here. Dad, why are you not listening to what I asked you to do and doing it? You have a choice between your one and only daughter and that old hag. Who is more important to you right now?
Paige, do you not understand the type of woman that Olive is?
I already heard about that crap from her. She's the daughter of the current CEO, right? Her hiding such an important fact like that about herself from the rest of us is so freaking stupid of her. I hate people like that. I bet you, deep down, she was doing it on purpose to make me look bad. She is someone an executive director like you should not be defending right now.
Olive is not the type of person who would do something like that to hurt you in any way. The reason all of this had to happen to you in the first place is because you chose to continue coming into work drunk every day. You are the reason for all of this, yet for some reason you don't see that. Why not?
Huh? What? Are you getting all worked up now because she's the CEO's daughter? Does she make you scared, Dad? I don't care that she says she's going to be the next CEO someday because right now all she is the manager of the sales department. That's all she is. Which means that you are still above her on the company ladder, Dad. All you need to do is just fire her and everything will go back to being normal. Or could it be that you feel close to her because you were the one who trained her back in the day?
If you know about how she was my trainee, what makes you think you should still be talking about us? I have no reason at all to be firing her, yet you keep going on about how I have every right to do that to her.
Jeez, come on, Dad. Are you actually going to let that old hag win? Ugh, this is the worst. I'm going to go tell Mom about this right now. I'm not sure what the hell has been going on here inside the company walls, but maybe you and that old hag have become too close to one another. Disgusting.
Listen, you cut that crap out right now, making fun of other people like that. I really was an idiot spoiling you as much as I did just because you're my daughter. You just had to keep telling me about how hard it was for you to find a job after school. Because of that, you made me think you actually wanted to take things seriously and work for a change, and that's why I got you a job here in my company.
And I've been coming into work, haven't I?
While you reek of alcohol, right? Are you going to tell me that you've been coming in and actually doing your job while being drunk? Back when you were first born, this company wasn't as big as it is now, and the best I could do with this job was bring home the money needed to feed you and your mom. But that required me to also be at work a lot more and leave the house in your mom's hands, which now I'm really starting to regret. I never thought you'd be raised into this ignorant little self-centered child by your mother alone.
I'm not some self-centered child, though.
You're going to object to that when you're not even listening to what I have to say? I'm to blame for you becoming such a woman, and that means I'm going to take full responsibility for you.
What kind of responsibility are you talking about? Are you going to do so by firing the old hag for me? Or do you mean that you're going to promote me into a position that would allow me to work even less and make even more?
From now on, I am no longer going to be sending you any more of my money.
What?
And of course that means I'm canceling that credit card of yours that I made for you as well. You still have plenty of things you need to learn before becoming a self-respecting adult. And in order for you to learn, you're being kicked out of the house. So while you're out living on your own, you're gonna have to make your own money in order to support yourself.
You can't do that to me. With the money I'm making here, I can barely even afford to go out and play every night.
Which is strange considering that this company pays their new hires very well. Paige, you need to learn what's actually important in life as an adult, and that means you're gonna have to fix that selfish character you've developed and learn to think more about others.
No way. I already told my friends, though, that next week I'd be going to the biggest club in the city with them. Also, I told them that drinks would all be on me that night.
I don't care about that. I have no reason to be paying for you to go out and spend all that money anymore.
But if you take all the money and my credit card away from me, I'll no longer be able to go out with my friends. What are you going to do when I end up all alone?
If you not having money means that you'll no longer have any friends, then you need to understand that they never were your friends in the first place. In other words, you guys only ever hung out because of the money you had.
No way.
If you don't want to live the rest of your life alone, then you need to work on fixing your behavior to one where people will enjoy you for who you are. You're an adult now, which means that you need to take responsibility for things like that on your own. Are we done here? I have a lot on my plate at the moment, and you need to hurry up and pack all your things so that you can leave my house soon.
No, I don't want to leave the house. Paige, seems you've still not made it into work today. Did you take the day off or something? Shut the hell up! I don't have time to go into work anymore. I'm busy getting myself ready to move out of my dad's house right now. Oh my, so you're having to move out of your parents' house now, I see. Well, isn't that great? You'll finally be able to learn what it means to be an adult. I bet you're seeing this as the best outcome for you right now, aren't you? Well, it's not for me. My dad isn't going to be giving me any more money, and I'll have to start surviving on my own. But I don't have the money to do that right now. And when I told all of my friends that I promised to go out to the clubs with that I could no longer go, they all blocked me. Because of you, I'm going to be all alone. Isn't that your fault, though, since you only ever made friends with those that only seem to care about your money? Please don't blame me for something I had nothing to do with. No, this is your fault, though. Being next in line to becoming the CEO, you have the ability to talk with HR, right? That means you can tell them to raise my salary for me. If you do that for me, then I'll forgive you for all those times you went against me. I really don't care for your forgiveness, Paige. I know that really you're jealous of the young and beautiful woman I am, right? That's the only reason you could possibly have for bullying me like this. You think that a trivial reason like that is why I was always hard on you? How about you stop belittling me like that for once? All I was doing was trying to train you into a decent employee for the company, as that was my duty as the manager of our department. I had every right to talk to you like that and treat you like you didn't know what you were doing. The biggest problem I had with you wasn't even to do with your drinking either. It was to do with you always using your father's position as the executive director to take advantage of others and make them do all your work while you just sat there sleeping or eating. And no matter how many times I went and warned you, you never once listened to me. Which is why I ended up taking on so much stress. This is the exact reason why I hate people who use their parents' position to get whatever they want, no matter if they deserve it or not. Huh? Because I am the daughter of a CEO, I have been raised in a very strict household. Not only was I having to study every day at school, but when I'd get home and finish all my homework, my dad would teach me about his company and about how to become a successful person. And he always told me that no matter what, studying to succeed was the most important thing in life. I had to be careful when I'd go to school or hang out with my friends to never tell them who I really was. I didn't want for people to treat me differently because my dad is powerful or because I had to study all the time at home. Yet after all these years of having to be careful about what I told others, you came into this company and started to tell everyone who your father is and what you could do. And whenever anyone would talk back to you or go against you, you threatened to have them fired over it. I know all about your threats to everyone in our department, Paige. Well, that's because... But if I can use what I have, I'm going to use it. I'm not sure if you were ever aware of this or not, but to this company, you are nothing more than heavy baggage. All you ever do is pick on everyone else, never doing a single thing that you're supposed to. There is no use for a person like you in this company. I had a talk with my dad, and starting next month, I'll be the new CEO of this company. I thought I'd just let you know that right now so that you can prepare. Because starting next month, you are going to be let go and will no longer have a job here. You're kidding me. You can't. I've already lost all that money which was coming from my dad. How will I be able to pay for myself now? I never thought something like this could ever happen to me, and that's why I went out and bought all sorts of new jewelry and clothing and stuff online. But now my dad is telling me to pay for all that stuff myself. Yet now I'm going to be fired too, if that happens. You still have a month before you have to go, though. So during that time, I think it's best you start looking for your next job. I can't. I was already failing at finding a job right after I got out of school. There is no way I can find myself a new job now. Please, you can do anything to me, but just don't fire me. I promise that from now on I will change and make sure to get all my work done. What are you going on about? You still have a chance to find work outside of here, right? After all, unlike the old hag I am, you are a young and attractive young woman, right? I'll apologize to you for all the times I called you an old hag, all right? So please, as the CEO, can you make sure not to have me fired from this company? The thing is, though, Paige, I can no longer trust any of the things you're saying to me right now. So please, try your best to find yourself a new job before your time is up here. Good luck. No way. What do I have to do in order to get you to forgive me? Do you want me to come to your office and get on all fours begging you to forgive me or something? Olive!
Paige has finally gone and moved out of my house now. She took all the things that she could physically bring along with her and left, and will now start looking for a new job out there in the world somewhere. Olive, with everything in mind, I am so sorry for all the trouble that she caused you. Due to her violent behavior of thinking she could just do whatever she wanted in the office, you had to go through a lot.
Well, that's very true. I just never expected her to take things so far with that attitude she has and end up hurting herself in the end.
She was able to do all of that because I spent too much time here, working for this company, and was never around her enough to teach her how to become a decent person. Since I plan on taking full responsibility for her actions, would it be all right if I stepped down from my position as executive director and left the company? I'll allow you to tell me if that's okay or not. After all, you're going to be the next CEO starting next month, which means by that point you can do anything you want to me, and I won't be able to say a word.
I suppose it would be easy for me to get rid of you now. But I know best just how amazing of a person you are, both inside of this company and outside of it.
Stop saying all those things about me. After what happened this time, you know those are not true.
Having to become the new CEO for this company is a very big deal and something that requires all hands on deck. So for you to leave this company or have me fire you, that would be a massive blow to us and cannot be allowed. For the sake of this company and all the men and women who work under you, please stay with us for a little while longer. I need someone like you in this company, even if I'm in a position above you.
I see. If that's what you're gonna say to me, then it can't be helped, can it? I promise to make up to you all of that trouble my daughter caused one way or another. And the first way I'll do that for you is by making sure my daughter is fired right away.
I'll leave you to that then, George. Thank you. After having been kicked out of her parents' house, Paige went and found herself a dirt cheap apartment to move into that was very old and falling apart at all four corners of the room. But due to the fact that a woman like her had always lived a life of spending so much money, making everything she consumed and owned fancy, whatever money she was making during her remaining time in the company was all wasted. What could have been used to pay off all that debt she was in was gone, and that led to her having to go into even further debt as the interest on her credit card started to kick in. I believe that at some point she just gave up and went to a loan shark or something to get more money in order to pay that credit card debt off, as well as have some extra money to enjoy herself with again. But I knew that it wouldn't be long before that loan shark sent someone after her to get that money back, and I think that would end up happening to her soon enough. And while she was going around looking for a new job to take on after being fired, she tried to have her dad help her by putting in a good word for her. However, plenty of her coworkers whom she had abused and forced to do all of her work back here had already taken things online and spoke about how horrible of an employee she was, and that there was no merit at all in hiring someone like her. So in the end, she was never able to find a new job before she had to leave my company and would be in much bigger trouble. Because like I was suspecting would soon happen, the loan shark sent some of his goons after her, and they found her walking out of her apartment and followed her. They followed her all the way to this old and abandoned part of town, where they then went and snatched her, and took her somewhere nobody could find her, and taught her a lesson in why it wasn't smart to try avoiding the debt that she was in. And so once that lesson had been taught to her, and she was all bruised up and looking like a dropped apple, she was taken back to her apartment and told to start paying up. After she realized there was no hope for her, she settled for a part-time job working at a coffee shop on the first floor of her apartment building, where she's now having to work as a dish cleaner, making minimum wage. She no longer has any friends or family to really spend time with either, and has resorted to spending all of her time at home in that old apartment, never even having to leave the apartment building since she's already working there. As for myself, the end of the month had come, and with that, I was made the new CEO of the company as my dad went and retired. And as the new CEO, the first thing I did was tell everyone that I'd be doing some small restructuring and such to the company, to make it a far nicer place for everyone to work in and no longer worry about people like Paige being hired, which saw huge support from everyone. Having to be a CEO is a very tough job, and I can tell you right now that it will be some time before I'm really used to the responsibilities. But having a close friend, and my trainer is still at my side to this day, means that I'll have nothing to worry about at all and can rely on him in case there is ever a thing I might need. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey you. My lovely son told me that the marriage is not going so well. Aren't you supposed to be his wife? How hard is it to understand my son's feelings and keep a good relationship between you two? Oh, I really can't believe my son married someone so incompetent.
I'm really sorry, but all the fights we're having are our own problems, so we're going to solve it on our own. So I don't think it's something we should really be talking about, even though you're my mother-in-law. I promise you that we'll solve it on our own. So could you just stay out of it and not try to intervene with our problems? That would really be appreciated.
You always say that whenever there is a problem, then what happens? You end up not solving the problem anyways. Do you remember? It was the same case last time too, wasn't it? Whenever my son comes home, all he does during the day is complain about how the marriage is not going well. How much pain are you making my son endure? You really are a terrible wife.
Oh, really? Even when he goes back home, our marriage problem is all he talks about?
I keep telling him it's about time you two have a divorce since it keeps getting worse. But he said he can't, and I asked him why. Then he told me that you keep crying and begging him to not have a divorce. You are like a disgusting parasite sucking the life out of my pure son. Can you please stop being so clingy and let my son go?
Hold on, wait. What? Is that really what he has been telling you? Sure, I do believe that having a divorce is not something you decide so lightly. But trust me, I would never be so shameless to cry or beg to not have a divorce.
I know it's an embarrassing thing to admit, but there is absolutely no reason for you to deny and lie. Like, I get it. My son is a very handsome man. He also works very hard to provide for the family, and is such a gentleman, right? Which is exactly why I think he deserves someone so much better. Not someone useless like you. You can't even properly do some simple house chores, right? Whenever he's home, all he hears is you complaining about everything. So he tells me he feels very uneasy living in the same house as you. He has told me the same story thousands of times by now. You didn't even know, did you?
What do you mean I can't do simple house chores? Surely you're talking about your own son, right? I'm also extremely busy every day since we both work a 9-to-5 job. But all your son does after he comes home is lie around and do absolutely nothing the whole day. You know, not once has he helped me with the house chores, no matter how tired I might be from working during the day. If I can't do simple house chores, who is cleaning the house? How can the house be clean all the time? Is there a ghost doing the chores for us?
Are you serious? Why are you surprised that you have to do the chores? It's your job. All you have to do when you get married is stay home and just become a housewife. After all, taking care of your husband is the job of a wife in the household. But you don't want to quit your job just because of your own selfish reasons.
Wait a minute. There's a big misunderstanding happening right now. Yes, it's true that I do love my job, which is a good thing, isn't it? So I have no plans of quitting my job. But me not quitting my job was agreed upon between us way before we got married. And this might come off very rude and disrespectful, but I need to tell you the reality of the situation. Unfortunately, your son does not earn enough on his own. It would be extremely difficult for the two of us to live off just his earnings, which is also why I have to keep working whether I like it or not. Thankfully, I do love my job, as I said, so it's not a big deal.
How dare you? Did you really just say that? So you're basically just telling me that you're a crazy spendthrift, isn't it?
Huh?
You said it's extremely difficult for you two to live off my son's earnings. Have you considered that maybe it's because you keep buying yourself those high-brand bags you love to carry around? Obviously, my son is married to someone who is such a crazy money spender. No matter how much money my son earns, it's just not going to be enough because of the amount you spend.
No, that is not the reason why his earnings alone is not enough. Yes, it's true that I do own some high-brand bags, but I'm not just buying them because I'm into high-brand and want to keep getting new ones. I buy a few just in case we have to go out to maybe like a party and we don't embarrass ourselves looking like a fool.
See, I told you. My poor son has to work so hard just for your selfish reasons. I can't believe my son had to marry a greedy woman like you. No wonder my poor baby is always tired and complaining about his marriage.
Hello? Are you not understanding a single thing I'm telling you? Now that I think about it, I feel like we have the same conversation every time you bring up your son. So you're basically just trying to tell me to have a divorce as soon as possible, right?
Yes, finally. You finally understood me after all these years. File a divorce as soon as you can, and please, for the love of God, let my poor son be free from your torture.
So you're saying please return my son back to me, huh? Sure, whatever. I've also had enough of this clown fiesta. I'll talk to your son about us having a divorce.
Hey, you! I heard about all the things you've done. You sly little rat. How disgusting can you be? I can't believe it.
Huh? What exactly are you talking about?
You two bought yourself a $500,000 house and you thought nobody is going to find you, did you? Did you think you could keep it a secret? My son told us to come live with him, so we decided to move into the house. So stop being annoying. Hurry up and open the door to the house.
What? What are you even talking about?
Like I said already, me and my husband are going to live with you two. Why is that so hard to understand? What's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine too. So the nice house you bought is also ours. If you're not happy with that decision, my son said you can get out of the house. What a pity for you, huh? But you have no choice.
Like, what are you trying to say? I'm having a hard time understanding everything you're saying right now. You know, I'm single right now, right? I'm no longer married to your son.
What? What nonsense are you spewing right now? Explain this nonsense right now. What is happening?
Why is it so hard to understand? What is there even to explain? It's exactly as I said. We've already filed for divorce, you know. So you and I, we're no longer related.
Wait, what? You two actually got a divorce? Why would you do something so foolish? How could you do that?
I'm sorry, but this is pretty funny, and you're making zero sense. You remember the amount of times you nagged me to get a divorce with your son? You told me to get a divorce, lady, which is exactly why I got a divorce, and now you're asking me why I did it? Make it make sense to me, please.
Well, I did tell you to, but why would you have a divorce at such weird timing?
What do you mean, such a weird thing? I'm finally free from you and your son's torture, so that's why I decided to buy a nice house. From now on, I'm going to live in this house with my own parents, thank you very much. And since we're no longer a family, I would appreciate it if you stopped acting like one.
You little, how dare you? You think we'll let you do such a selfish thing? We already packed all our bags and belongings. What are we supposed to do now? Stop acting like a selfish witch and let us into the house.
Why on earth would I ever do that? Why do I need to let a complete stranger into my house? Does this look like an orphanage or some charity house where I just let anyone in? Stop spewing your nonsense and go home. Stop bothering me. Bye-bye.
How could you? I'm your mother-in-law.
You mean you were? Like I said, we're no longer related.
Like why? You kept refusing to have a divorce. Why all of a sudden you just agreed to have a divorce? I didn't think you would buy a house. You know what? I'll allow you to be with my son again. I can talk to my son about it. My son has always wanted to own a house, so I'm sure he'll be happy too. How does that sound? I'll also stop nagging to you about having a divorce. We'll just quietly live with you. What a graceful offer, don't you think?
From everything you just said right now, you said it like as if you're doing this for me and it's for my benefit. But do you realize there is not a single merit for me? Even the divorce we just had, I've had talks with your son multiple times to make sure if it was the right thing to do. Once the decision was made, to no surprise, your son already had a divorce agreement ready with his signature and rudely threw it at me telling me to sign it. And I was the one who also had to submit the paper in, even though it was your side that wanted the divorce so bad.
But why would you get a divorce at such timing? Don't you think you also had malicious intent? Or maybe you wanted the divorce more than us. You also never had any talks with my son about buying a house, did you? I'm sure you didn't, because if he knew about you buying a house, he would never agree to having a divorce.
Like, duh. I decided to buy the house after we had a divorce. So why on earth would I have any discussion with your son about buying the house when I had no intention of buying a house before having a divorce? Do you ask or discuss to a random stranger or people that's not related to you about buying a house?
How could you be this cold-hearted? What do you want? What do you need to feel better and forgive us? My dear, could you please let us into your house first? We can calmly talk about this matter in person, right?
Stop! There's absolutely nothing to talk about. I am no longer married to your son, and I'm happily living my new life free of chains. So I'm sorry, but please, stop bothering me anymore.
My God, you're so stubborn. Fine, I'm sure you need some time to think it over, so I'll let you be for today. But you better make sure to talk to my son and stop being so selfish and arrogant. I'm saying this for you, so you better listen.
Oh, don't worry, ma'am. I don't have to think about anything. I've already decided on what I want, and I don't want to talk to your son ever. Also, it's you and your family that's selfish and arrogant, so just shut it.
Hey, Jessica. I heard everything from my mom. You're still being selfish and arrogant like a child? You know my mom is in awe because of how childish your behavior is. Stop being so mad. Can't you just forget about what happened in the past? It was just a small fight, just like all the other fights we used to always have, right? Why are you blowing it out of proportion?
Huh? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how long I had to endure your abuse? How much it affected me mentally? Now, all of a sudden, you want to pretend like it was not a big deal? Pretend like nothing happened and get back together? Is this some kind of sick joke? You know that April's in 5 months, right?
Look, man, it was just a misunderstanding. I know I was being harsh at times, but that's because I knew you could do better. Even then, it really surprised me that you would be able to buy a house on your own. I'm really impressed with you. I guess you were working much harder than I thought you were. I apologize for not recognizing your hard work.
Yeah, keep saying nonsense. It's none of your business now anyway.
Stop acting so tough. You were never like this. You know that it was always my dream to own a house too. I also remember that it was also your dream to own a house, my dear Jessica. So when I heard that you bought a house, I was ecstatic since both of our dreams came true, which is why we packed our bags and headed straight to the house as soon as we found out, you know? But when we got there, you just refused to let us in. How could you be so cold-hearted?
Are you serious right now? Are you out of your mind? We are divorced. We are no longer together. You are exactly the same as your mother, aren't you? You only care about yourself. You think you're the center of the universe and only want things to go your way, always twisting words to your liking.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. Whenever something bad happens to you, even if it's nothing serious, you blow it out of proportion and act like a drama queen. Despite your weird behavior, I endured all that nonsense because that's how marriage should be. So can't you also endure our mistakes and accept us once again? Pretty please?
Yuck. You're a grown-ass man. Don't ever say pretty please, you freaking weirdo. How do you even have the guts to say anything you're saying right now after all you've done to me? Why would I ever want to get back together with someone like you psycho? You knew we were both working, but you never helped with the house chores. Not only that, you had the audacity to complain about how I'm not doing the chores perfectly. I earned way more than you, and yet I also had to do housework on top of that to satisfy your needs, Your Majesty. Why do I need to waste my precious time on a selfish brat like you every day? Please, make it make sense to me.
You were mad about something so insignificant? God, you're such a drama queen. You act like it was something jail-worthy, like you're the woman, so it's your duty to do all the housework. So I don't know why you're acting like I was in the wrong for expecting you do what you should be doing. But whatever, I forgive you for that selfish thought.
What? Like, stop typing. You disgust me, you psycho. I already knew you were hopeless, but talking to you right now reassured me that you are human trash. What do you mean it's your duty, you misogynistic piece of crap? Then why are you, a man, so darn weak? No muscles, looking like a tree branch from head to toe? You have no right to tell any woman what they should or should not be doing when you're so pathetic yourself. With your logic, women are also weaker, right? So use your big muscles and do all the hard work, including house chores. Your misogyny disgusts me. I feel like I'm talking to someone from 50 years ago, you piece of garbage.
What did you just call me? Just because I try to be nice to you? Now you think you're almighty, huh? Fine. If you want to play the blame game, it's you who decided to submit the divorce agreement, not me, you. So it's your fault. You were always like this. Whenever I try to be nice to you, you always take advantage of it. Just shut up and let us into the house. My parents and I will live in this house. You get out of this house now!
There he is, finally showing his true colors. I was getting goosebumps when you were trying to act nice. You're a complete stranger to me now. Why do you think you have the right to tell me to get out of my house? I knew for a long time that you were completely insane. And after getting a divorce and calmly thinking about what happened during our marriage, I'm more sure about how much of a psychopath I was dealing with all those years. Thank God I decided to finally get a divorce before things got way worse.
How dare you!
No matter what happens, I would never let you into the house or even near my yard. So just give up and get lost. You damn psychos. So you've finally done it, huh? Do you realize what you've all done? You're all criminals now. Don't worry about your son. I'll personally make sure he hands himself over to the police. So stop running, and you better hand yourself in too.
What? What are you even talking about? Are you okay?
Don't act like you have no idea what's going on. We have cameras everywhere in our house. We got everything on video. We saw on tape how you guys assaulted a high schooler that came to visit our house.
Wait, what? What high schooler? What nonsense are you spewing right now?
You creeps. You assaulted her thinking it was me, right? It was cold outside, so I let her on my coat, which is probably why you thought it was me in the coat. You guys attacked her from behind, right? Don't deny it. We saw everything.
Wait, that was not you? We really thought it was you.
So you do admit to assaulting someone, and you really thought it was me, huh? Person you assaulted, she is my cousin who was visiting us because I was helping her with her studies. I knew you were all terrible people, but you keep going lower and lower, huh? Obviously, it's a big crime, so I'll be reporting this incident to the police.
Please wait, hear me out. I knew something was wrong. My son was not contacting me after the incident. There is a reason to everything that happened. Please, let me explain.
Your son was in a panic state after he was arrested, so he already confessed to everything you've all done. Your plan was to dress yourself as a weirdo and attack me. Then when I'm screaming for help, your son will appear out of nowhere and rescue me from the weirdo, hoping that will light up the fire and make me have feelings for your son again. What kind of pathetic plan is this? Did you really think that would have worked? Making your son look like a hero and make me fall in love with him again? So that your son and I can get back together again? Not only do you think like a criminal, you do realize the action you've taken is also a crime. Have you all gotten completely insane?
My baby, he really confessed to all that? Are you sure you're not making things up?
After I got really mad at him, he panicked and started telling me everything. At first, I thought your son helped my cousin out, so I was quite thankful. How wrong was I to think maybe he changed? When he saw who he helped, he panicked and said, "What? You're not Jessica." Like, how dumb do you have to be to say that out loud? Also, he's a terrible liar and was never good at hiding anything. You could tell his lie from a mile away. Whether I liked it or not, I was married to him for a while, so I know how he acts. So I knew something was wrong when he was telling us the fake story.
You figured it all out that easily? We planned it thoroughly.
You're a woman yourself. You should know that women's intuition is not something to be messed with. When I thought that the story didn't really add up, I told him that I'm going to check the camera to watch the video to make sure. Then he suddenly panicked and screamed, "There's no need to do that." He also had the audacity to get mad at us, when in reality, he was in the wrong. That's when I knew he must have planned this or is affiliated with this incident in some way.
Oh, my baby, he indeed was never good at lying. Only bad thing about him was that he always too honest.
I don't even know how you managed to still try to make it sound like your son is a good man. I know love makes you blind, but this is something else. But really, I was extremely shocked, you know? When I found out who the culprit was, my ex-mother-in-law Amanda, like, wow. I already knew you and your son are crazy people, and that you wouldn't give up on things easily, so maybe you would do something scummy. But this is really low, even for your family. How shameless can you be? Are you not ashamed of your actions?
It's your fault. It's all because you kept refusing to let us live in your house. You left us no choice. If you stopped being so stubborn and just remarried my son, things wouldn't have escalated like this. Do you understand what you've done? It's all your fault. Your fault. Your fault.
Stop with your bullcrap, you disgusting psychos.
What did you say? How dare you?
My poor cousin. Do you know how young she is? Making her suffer just because of your selfishness? Thankfully, she wasn't hurt too bad physically, but you've traumatized her. She's still shivering in fear from what happened. And you still have the audacity to blame me for your foolish actions? How dare you? How dare you criminals?
It's your fault. It's your fault. All you had to do was just remarry my son. Why was that so hard, huh? If you just agreed to it, things wouldn't have turned out this way.
You really are the queen of never taking any fault and blaming it on someone else, huh? I've had it with you people. I've endured enough, don't you think? I'll make sure you never will want to mess with me or my family ever again. Mark my words.
What do you mean by that? Show some respect to your elders. Do you know who you're talking to?
Oh yes, I know exactly who I'm talking to. Mother of a trash human being who made me suffer all these years.
How dare you say that again?
I'll say it again and again. Your son is a trash human being who betrayed me and made me endure so much pain. Your son is trash. I wasn't struggling financially, so I thought I shouldn't really escalate things, but you leave me no choice. Looks like you're never going to learn your lesson until you get what's coming to you, huh? I'll show you that you're not living in your own fairy tale, that this is real life. You will pay for everything you've done. I will make sure your family pays the consolation money.
Huh? Are you stupid? You're making absolutely no sense to me. What are you even talking about? I'm so confused. What do you mean by betrayed? What consolation money?
Oh, did your son never tell you? Your trash son has been having an affair with another woman during our marriage. He would go on trips with her. Not only that, they would meet occasionally just to have sex, that little scum. That idiot thought I would never find out. Little did he know that the hotel he used to go to with his mistress is one of the hotels that I manage. So I have all the proof I need that your son was having an affair with some woman that I've never met. It's even caught on camera, and I have many other proofs. What do you have to say about that, huh?
What? My son? My lovely son? Having affairs with another woman?
When we had a divorce, I just assumed that he would just switch to his mistress in an instant. So I knew you would eventually find out in the future. But it looks like I was the one to let you know the truth instead of your son, huh? Well, surprise.
There is no way. My son? He would never do something dirty like that. He is the purest boy. You must have mistaken him for someone else. Please tell me you're lying. Are you pranking me? This is not funny.
I'm sure you don't want to believe it, but sorry, this is the truth about your son. With the recent incident, I learned that I just can't let the past go since you will all never learn your lesson if you don't get punished. So I decided that I'm going to be asking for consolation money. You better be prepared to pay the money. I might be nice, but I'm not a fool. Don't think that just because I'm being nice to you, that you can just do whatever you want and get away with it. I'm not an idiot, and I've had enough of your family.
Please wait. Calm down, my dear. There is no way we can pay the consolation money. My son is a big spendthrift, so he has no savings. How was he supposed to pay? He has no money himself and he spent money on a mistress? I can't believe it.
Why don't you keep coming up with new excuses? Also, remember you used to call me the spendthrift? Look how the tables have turned. No matter what you say, I'll never forgive your family. All the pain I had to endure because of you people, I will never forget it. If you have anything else to say, I'll hear it in court, so be prepared. I won't be listening to anything you have to say, so talk to my lawyer if there's anything you want to get across from now on.
Look, my dear, I apologize. We definitely are at fault for the incident that happened, but that's just how much my son loves you and wanted to get back with you. He loves you very much.
God, stop being so delusional and attached to your son. It disgusts me. Your son loves me and wanted to get back together with me. He doesn't have any feelings for me. All he cares about is this house I own and wants it to become his. Like I said, I'm not a fool. You can't fool me with your words. Don't think that I'm someone you can just use and throw away after you're done.
No, we never thought of you that way. Please, we have no place to live. We really need your help, my dear. I beg you, please. We won't stay long, just until we find a place to live. Please, let us live with you until then.
Whatever reason you have, you do realize you tried to assault me? A complete stranger tried to assault me. There's absolutely no way I would ever let you into my house. Who knows what you would do to me? I'm not a saint. Even I'm not that nice. Don't worry, I'll call the cops and let them take you in. It will solve your problem of not having any place to sleep, right? You'll have a comfy place to sleep. You deserve what's coming to you. You psychos, go to hell. As I said that, I handed my ex-mother-in-law and ex-husband to the police for the crime they've committed. I guess they finally realized the mistake they've committed. They both kneeled and begged for forgiveness. The cops said they will get the punishment for assault as they should. But honestly, I wish people like them stay behind bars for eternity so that nobody else has to suffer because of them. Thanks to all the proof I've provided, I'm promised a lot of consolation money from my ex-husband. So I'll be using that money with my cousin who had to suffer for absolutely no reason. We're planning to go on a nice trip somewhere to clear our minds. Looks like my mother-in-law and my ex-husband have finally learned their lesson. After they paid the consolation money, they didn't bother me at all. Thank God. I guess karma really hit them hard, huh?